Greetings everyone, this is Aaron18 and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a pretty good day myself. So first, happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Yes, I am a huge Star Wars fan. I've got one of my many Star Wars t-shirts on. I really like Star Wars. It's one of those things where I like the franchise, not just because it's all sci-fi and all that kind of stuff, but also because it's just that kind of thing where I like to watch the films. I like to not so much watch the series, like the different seasons and so forth on their different TV series. I mean, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, you're not here to see May the 4th, even though I am saying May the 4th be with you, always. But what's actually on my list is something very, very big. So, this is my phone. Well, currently, at least. This is my old, it's actually still my phone. This is my LG Optimus Exceed2. Exceed2. Exceed at what? Well, definitely not being new, that's for certain. Let me do that instead so you get the full idea. Yeah, this is an old phone. So this is actually a a 2014 device. So it's 7 years old, and I haven't even been using it for 7 years. I've only been using it for about the last year or so. So let me kind of give you a little bit of background on this. This is actually a replacement phone. So before this, I had a Samsung Galaxy S4. I had that for about 2.5 to 3 years, then that died. Then I got my hands on this as a replacement until I could get something new. So that's what this video is about. New phone. But before that, let me just really quickly give you like a rundown of what this phone has. So it's got whatever processor it has. I don't know what it is. I couldn't find any information on it other than it's a dual core. So 2 cores. I'm not sure about if it has more than 2 threads. I'm not 100% certain, but it's at 2 cores at 1.4 gigahertz. So that's pretty slow by today's standards. It's actually so slow that I could probably get an older processor that runs faster than this. But at the same time, this is just a 2014 device, and it's at that matter budget. So as you can see, it's got the LG logo, but it's also got this Verizon logo. So this thing was a prepaid phone in 2014. This was, if I'm not mistaken, the the Verizon prepaid variant of LG's L70. They both look basically identical, except for this top part, because usually you would have the camera, I believe, in one of these, but then it has like a Verizon logo, then an LG logo, and down the back it's got that Verizon logo as well. It's hard to see. So anyways, so it's a Verizon prepaid. As I said, it's got a dual-core 1.4 gigahertz processor. It's got 1 gigabyte of RAM. So budget phone, basically. But well, the biggest insult to injury is this only has 4 gigabytes of storage. Count that. 4 gigabytes. Count that. 4 gigabytes. How many times do I have to say myself? Say it. 4 gigabytes. I can't even think of a parallel universe where that would be enough storage for the average consumer. Let alone a lot. In this. Granted, this is a 2014 device, but why couldn't you go with 8 gigs? 8 gigs is short for gigabytes, for those who don't know. Anyways, another thing with this is that it's micro USB charging. That's fine. I don't see a problem with that. The screen is, if I'm counting this correctly, I read somewhere it's like 4.5 inches, but I'm pretty sure that it's bigger than that. And it's 800 by 400, so not a good display in any way, shape, or form. And cameras, so this rear is a 5 megapixel camera, so again, not over the top, but at the same time, this was 2014 and this was a budget phone. Then the front, you see that little flashing thing, that is not a camera, that's a notification. It's a notification flasher. I'm pretty sure it's a notification flasher. There is no front camera. No front camera. There's not even an option for it in the thing. In the L70, which this one is based upon, I believe, it has, hold on, let me get this mic closer. It has a front camera. From the website I read, which was something that deals with phones, it has a 0.3 megapixel front camera, but it's still a front camera. This thing doesn't even have one. So, very unfortunate. Now, this has been through a lot, so it's not exactly the best condition. But it is what it is. But one of the big things about this is that this thing actually, what this thing did better than my S4 was the battery life. So this thing actually is able to last through the day, if not 2 days on standby. Whereas my S4, I was using it plugged in. So not this one in particular, but my S4, which was a previous phone. That one died. But anyways, you plug it in, and I was using it. It was still draining the battery. So battery life on that sucked. This is actually pretty good, so it's going to be pretty hard to beat that. But as it is, I need to get a new phone. So before I actually get to the phone itself that I've selected, I kind of have to go through a criteria. Because I could search on several websites for literally weeks and probably not find anything and probably not decide. So the first thing on the list is to set up a criteria. So I'm going to suggest this to anyone who's wanting to get a new phone, or for that matter, any new electronic device. First step, alright? Take out any brands that you don't want. So for me, Apple was one of them. Yes, I'm an Android person, and I'm always going to be an Android person. I do not like iOS. Other than iOS, I would be perfectly fine with Apple. Sort of, okay? It's tricky for me to say I'm an Apple person, because I'm not. I'm an Android person. I've been an Android person. I hopefully always will be an Android person. But anyways, so there's that. So I removed Apple off the equation, which reduces that actually removes quite a few phones. There were other choices as well that I removed, like certain Android phones I removed from the equation. Hold on just a minute.
Are you done?
Anyways. Alright, I just had to close the door. So, anyways. So, removing Apple from the equation actually took out a lot of phones. There were other ones that I took out, like, I don't want to say the brands, but they were both for certain reasons, like accessibility, availability, and security reasons, and other such things. So, I removed quite a few. That actually removed quite a few of my options, but I still had a lot of options. So, that's when the main part of the criteria sets up, Gotta have that stuff. Gotta have those, I don't know how to put this. Anyways, so, the different parts of the criteria. So, it's kind of like a rubric, okay? If it follows the rubric, it's like 100%. I will definitely select this, or decide upon, or have it as an option. Anyways. Excuse me. So, the first thing is price. I haven't always done this, but I'm going to always suggest, for stuff like this, set up a budget. Because then you get an idea of how much you're paying for your phone, and you also get an idea of what you're going to expect in that price point. So, $100, like $100, you could do $1,000 if you have a bigger budget. For me though, the bar was set pretty low, and I'm at a $150 budget. Not a lot. And you might think, well, you can't get any good phone with that. You could probably just get, some sort of crappy low-tier phone. It's actually not true. You can find quite a few phones at this price point. They may not be the best, but it's still a phone, and it's still going to be better than, 2014 crap. Anyways, so there's that. So $150, I was allowed to go over the budget in things like accessories, so anything that would be extra, and I could go over the budget for older phones. If like an older flagship phone came down in price to like $175, let's say, I'd be able to get that. Alright, just to kind of give you an idea. So there's that. But I had other phones I still had a lot of options. So then I had to do more. Yes, a lot of research was done into this. I literally spent the last year or so basically looking at every single phone that appealed to me. Alright, so that was the first step. Second step was software. Because I was not going to use iOS and I wanted to have full Google support, or almost up-to-date Google support, I ended up settling Android 9 minimum, preferably with support for Android 10 or Android 10 normally, and then go to Android 11, maybe even Android 12 if it's one of those future-proofing phones, but that's only if I could fit in the budget. But Android 9 at the absolute minimum. I wouldn't go any older than that, so I get the full benefit of all of its features. Alright, so next was, now we actually get to hardware. So the first thing was storage and memory, because this is where the biggest change came into play. So I wanted 2 GB of RAM minimum, so that means that's the same as my Galaxy S4, which may not sound all that appealing, but that's just so that my applications could run smoothly, and I could do a little bit of multitasking if I absolutely could, or if I absolutely wanted to. Next is storage. 32 gigabytes base at minimum. That means no 16 gigabyte SKU with an SD card slot or an external card or whatever. No, 32 gigabytes minimum. Any lower I would not accept, because I wanted to have enough storage so I could have all the applications I wanted. I would rather opt for 64 gigabytes of storage, or even 128 if I could fit it in the budget. That's not a requirement, but 32 gigabytes minimum. Alright, so next up on the list is cameras. I'm not really the biggest person on super high-end cameras, but I prefer to have a dual camera setup on the back and a decent selfie camera, because dual cameras, then I'd be able to get 2 different kinds of cameras. So you'd have the wide sensor and then the zoom sensor, I guess. So decent cameras. I didn't want to have cameras that were way over the top. I just wanted cameras that could handle decent camera capabilities. Alright, so next up on the list is, I set up the criteria, and I can't remember all of them, but and battery. Okay, that's another big one. Battery. I prefer to have a decent capacity with the ability so that it could have a power saving mode, and so that the hardware itself, in its entirety, would be able to would be lower powered. So I could actually easily have a 2-day battery life instead of as opposed to my S4, where that thing only had maybe a day if I really stretched it. So that's important. And that really sums it up. For things like processor, I wasn't looking for anything overkill. Display, 720p preferably, because that is power saving. 1080p if it could fit within the budget, and if it could fit within the power requirements. Alright, and that's really about it. that it also had to be one that I could put a case and screen protector on, and that I could easily have good support. It was a reliable brand, and one that I know for a fact is going to be a decent phone no matter what the circumstances are. So what phone did I get? Well, with me in this box I'm holding right now is the phone. Now, put your guesses, okay? What phone did you think I got? Alright? Alright, I'll give you about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright? You have your guesses? Alright then. If you guessed Nokia, of all things, you are correct. This right here is the Nokia 3.4. My next generation device, and hopefully the best device I could get my hands on at this price point. Now, this was actually kind of a funny thing. So this was available at $130. So this was technically within the budget because it was on a good sale. Hopefully, I'm not going to guarantee this, but if you can, get to Amazon, and you might be able to hook yourself up on one of these. Okay, so this is a Nokia 3.4. So this is part of Nokia's new series that's some insert number 0.4, which is basically you get this hole punch design and less bezel. So I'm very excited. This is also a huge phone. According to this, it is a 6.39 inch HD plus display with a hole punch. But 6.39 inches? This is 5 at best. So this is a huge phone. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 460 chip. So I did my research on that one. It's a 8-core processor, so octa-core, at 1.8 gigahertz. So not insanely fast, but it's also low powered, so I get better battery life on this. This thing has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, so it's definitely got a 2-day battery life, and it's got USB-C charging, so I don't have to worry about. So it's omnidirectional. I don't have to worry about having it in a certain way. And for cameras, it's got an 8 megapixel front camera, so going to be pretty healthy, and a 13 megapixel wide, 2 megapixel depth, and a 5 megapixel ultra wide. And if you look on the box, it's got this like interesting ring of cameras. Let me kind of direct you to it. So these 4 small dots are all the cameras, and this is the flash. If you got the 5.4, the flash would be in the middle. There would be like a 4th camera where this flash is. It's also got a fingerprint sensor, which is a nice touch. So I'm excited. Now the packaging, it's not what I was expecting. It's not over the top. It's pretty plain, pretty clean, I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing. Also worth noting is that the back is actually made of this plastic, and it's textured, so it's grippier, I would assume, and it keeps itself clean because you don't have to deal with glass or anything. So I'm excited. Let's actually open this. Get my knife. This is not a knife. This is a letter opener, but it's close enough for my purposes. It's not even that sharp. Wonderful. Oh. Can I? Is that a thing? I've never used this packaging before. Hold on. Alright, let me kind of guide you down towards my box. Okay. Oh my god. This is not ideal. Oh my god, this thing is sharp. This, I guess that may explain why it's so hard to open. There we go. Oh, I see something? Oh my god, that's huge! Okay. This is what it looks like. We'll get to that in a minute. Alright, so let's actually look at the box real quick. So, it's got two of these things. It's got one of these inserts. I don't really care about the box itself. So, this has a SIM tool. Give me a minute. This thing has a SIM tool, because this does have dual SIM, which is another important thing. It's got some manuals, product and safety info, and get started. So this is a quick start guide. A USB-C cable, and a power brick. This is 5 watts, so very slow. It's by no means fast, but it's pretty decent in terms of its, you know, it's because I'm just gonna charge it all night. I don't need to have an insanely fast. I have to have an insanely fast speed charging. So let me put these manuals over here, and then I'll put the SIM tool over here. Now this phone has, so I got the charcoal variant. There's 3 different ones, which is the charcoal variant I have here. There's a blue variant, and then there's like a purple variant. Man, this is huge. I mean, to put it into context, this is my LG compared to it. It's so big. This is just a plastic peel on it. So this thing, I forgot to tell you, this thing is running Android 10, but it's part of the Android 1 program, so it gets 3 years of security updates. It's also going to natively run Android 11, and I'm pretty sure, I read somewhere that Nokia said that they are also going to have support for like another 2 years of updates. That's pretty nice. It's got this, ooh, that's nice. You can't really tell, but it's got this like steel gray accent along the bottom. That's a nice touch. It's got the USB-C port. It's got a headphone jack. That was one of the, not really a requirement, but like a nice to have. And then it's got its triple camera setup. Alright, so that is basically going to do it on this unboxing portion. Hold on, let me turn that up. Okay. So that's not actually going to be the end of it, though. I am going to have, a while after I've played around with it, get my wireless carriers gonna put onto it. Then it should be off to the races. So I'll notify you in a while, probably a few days, few weeks, no guarantees, to do a full review of this, to do like the review. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. Actually, no, we have the review thing to do. What am I talking about? Anyways, so I'll get back to you in a few months, and we'll do that. So see you in a few days to a few months. Alright, so I'm back. It's been actually quite a few weeks since I've last checked up on the phone, and here it is, my new Nokia 3.4. Yes, I'm finally doing the review on it, or the second half of the review. It's been a few weeks since that last clip you saw of me unboxing it. So, sorry if I sound a little tired. I didn't get amazing sleep last night, but hey, that's the thing with summer and stuff like that. So yeah, this is my Nokia 3.4. As you can see, I already have a case on it, and it's hard to tell. There's a little bit of a screen protector on there. You can see it's starting to peel off. This is just a cheap screen protector that came with the case. It's temporary, you know, just to make sure that, hold on, let me slide that over a little bit, okay? Just to make sure that it has a little bit of protection while I have it. Alright, so this is the 3.4 that I did the unboxing for a few weeks ago, and I still like it. It's a really good phone. I had a song playing a little bit ago, and it hasn't stopped yet. Actually, let me just quickly do something. I have to get it back to. Oh, there we go. So this is the home screen that you're going to expect to see. As you can see, very clean, very, very nice. Got a hole punch right here. So, got all that good stuff. So, I like this phone, okay? So let me kind of just run through the specs really quick again. So this is equipped with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 460 chip, which isn't the fastest. It's not even a mid-range technically, but it is a budget chip, and it's more than capable for, you know, most people. It's got 8 cores at 1.8 gigahertz. Slow, but it's got the core count, and at the same time, it's, you know, a budget phone. Okay? So, take that into consideration. This is a budget phone. Alright? Anyways, so, it's got that. It's got 3 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage, so more than enough storage for me, and the 3 gigs of RAM, well, it's fine. It's not what I was expecting. Ooh, hold on. Hey. It has the reflection, so you can see me on the phone from your webcam. Second view, I guess. Anyways, so there's that. It's got a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, which basically means this thing's gonna last through 2 days. I actually did a test. It does last through 2 days. When it ends like 60% or something like that. Oh, let me get this microphone closer. Sorry. Sorry if it's also glaring outside. It's sunny outside right now. Also, hope you don't mind the mess. I haven't been able to work on that for a few weeks. But anyways, so there's that. Then externally, it's got a 720p display. So yeah, it's not great, not compared to others, but it is more than capable for whatever, you know, content I need, and it is power saving. It kind of contributes to the 2-day battery life. I got the hole punch in the front. It's got a 13 megapixel main camera, a 5 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel depth camera. It's hard to see because it's so black, but you can see those 3 dots, very faint, around the center points, not counting the flash. Those are the cameras. Biggest one is the 13, smallest one is the 2, and the other one is the 5. It's got a fingerprint scanner. It's got this little cutout here, because I think this is supposed to be used for other devices that have this camera module on the side, or the flash on the side, but I don't have that phone. Got the Nokia logo. It's the charcoal variant. So let me actually get this out of the case. You can see on the back, it's hard to tell because it's so grainy. But if you can see right about there, it has this like matte finish, and it's plastic, so it's not glass, so it's not super durable, but it does give it the ability to keep itself clean. Alright. And then the front camera, I believe, is an 8 megapixel, so not the best selfie camera, but also not the worst. Got a headphone jack. Seems to be a luxury on a lot of phones nowadays. Top of the line phones nowadays. It's got a USB-C port. Basically, a good all-around device. Oh, the song came back. Brilliant. So this is running Android 11 as of right now, which is pretty impressive. As I said before, this thing is going to get all the Google support because it's on Android 1. It's on part of the Android 1 program. So that's, I believe, 3 years of updates. Nokia has an extended warranty on this, like a 5-year warranty, and Nokia has, I believe, another 2 years of security patches, if I'm not mistaken. So this thing should be able to run Android 12, and maybe even 13 natively. Probably just Android 12. But it's pretty good for a phone, considering that this is less than $200. Alright, so I like it. It's capable. It's not the best I could have gotten at this price point. I could have gotten a better spec phone, but in all honesty, this is as good as I could justify. It's also brand new, so it's gotta last a while, or almost brand new. So yeah, so this completely outmatches my. Hold on, let me get it real quick. Outmatches this crappy thing that I've had for a few years. As you can see, side to side, even if it's not level, you can easily tell which is the bigger one. This is anywhere closer. Even if I put it, like, back. Hold on. This is weird to hold. Hold on. It has to be back that far to look like it's the same size. If it's right next to each other, it's really not nearly as pocketable as I thought it would be. But yeah. So this thing has everything I need. The LG does not. I don't know why I'm doing this. I guess it's just different. Anyways, so capable phone, capable everything. It's gonna last a while. So yeah, if you're considering getting this phone, I highly recommend it. But one complaint I do have about it is that the cameras aren't amazing, because you don't have great lighting. Actually, quickly take a picture of something. I'm gonna really quickly take a picture of the back. So as you can see, okay, you probably can't see, but it's really grainy. Let's do this. Alright, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit saturated because of the thing, but you can't really tell. It's not a great camera. It's the one complaint I have with it. But other than that, perfectly capable. So if you're looking for better cameras, I do suggest getting a better phone. But if you're looking for longevity support, more than enough storage for the average user, and a good, clean, bloatware-free software that also can run Mint Mobile, this is the phone of choice, in my opinion. So I hope that is useful for those who are looking for a new phone, and I hope you enjoy if you get this phone, and I hope to see you in the next one. So, in the next video. So, as I say, so thank you for watching this video. If you would like to, please do leave a like on this video and watch it probably again just to get the idea of what to expect with phones in the future. But as I said, leave a like if you want to, subscribe if you want to. Not required, but it is what it is. Also, because it's a week later, thank you so much for allowing me to hit 10 subscribers. It's been my goal. Let's see if we can get that to 15 subscribers. I hope we can get to it by July. I hope. No guarantees. But anyways, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will definitely see you in the next one.